I'm conflicted. Put the headphones on and finish my grapes. Okay, I'm back. I ate my grapes.
Oh my God.
And a hair by accident.
Right.
And then I plucked it out. And then I accidentally ate it again. I should have just kept recording because now you know everything that happened.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Episode 245. We are here today. We are here for you.
Oh.
Not real. I mean, not
well,
really.
we are.
Yeah, I mean.
I'm here for you, Suze.
In spirit.
Yes.
Yeah, we are here for you. We have stuff we have to get off our chest, as always.
So much stuff.
That documentary?
Yeah, I watched a really interesting documentary.
Okay. I'll be the judge of that.
Yes. I think you would really, it was one of those Vice like short documentaries, so it was only about half an hour long.
Yeah.
And it was on, are you familiar with the genre of music called K-pop?
Yes.
Okay, so Korean pop, big thing. Huge industry. It is a $5 billion industry.
Right.
Really big.
Huge.
So there's a group out there called EXP Edition that is made up of Americans.
Wait, that are doing K-pop?
Yes.
Okay.
How do you feel about that?
That doesn't make any sense.
Okay, so they are a few. I can't say they're all white guys because there's two of them who are, and some of them who are like one of them's Croatian, and one of them's half German, half Japanese, I think. But they were all basically born and raised like from America.
But
yes,
look Asian.
Are not really, no, but have adopted all the style of this K-pop look and are trying to make it in that industry.
Weird.
Yes. So, do you think people who do not belong to that culture, like, does this feel like cultural appropriation to you?
Oh my God. I mean, to me, that it's just that we don't need to call it K-pop.
But if K-pop has a very specific look, a very specific style, a very specific...
Yeah, it's like
it's a genre. It's like that's what even these people use as their argument is like one time rap, like we are Vanilla Ice, and at one point Vanilla Ice was looked at as he's still So like, or Eminem. I mean, now that's like accessible to people who are of.
I was just having this conversation though about Eminem. I think that was different than Vanilla Ice because Dr. Dre
ushered him in.
His mentor or assigned him or whatever, and so. Who's the Korean who's saying, you guys are okay?
Well,
oh, no.
Guess what?
Ew.
This started as a thesis for a woman who is Korean, who was wanted to see if you could manufacture this and if it would work. So she did a Kickstarter. She's like their producer, their manager.
Svengali.
Yeah, she did a Kickstarter, raised $30,000. And she's an academic. She's like doing this as a project. And then it became so popular that she's like, let's see how far this can go.
It's weird to me. K-pop, though, is manufactured to begin with.
Well, and that's their whole thing is like the people who are purists about this and people who really love it.
Tell the audience, if they don't know, how you would describe K-pop.
Okay. I would describe it as like... NSYNC meets Disneyland. Mm-hmm. So it almost kind of like a Mickey Mouse Club sort of style where they're very... So how it works is if in Korea they have training camps for this, where they send... If any child seems like they would be, have skills in this area, in like dancing, singing, the whole full package. It's like dancing, singing, acting, fashion, the whole thing. They're very, like, well put together, all about having a perfect facade, perfect look, whole thing.
Right.
They train for 10 years at 12, and it's 12-hour days they call it idol training. And
my God.
Then these K-pop bands are used at big events, they're almost used in politics, like for, either whether it's entertainment or, they're kind of like toured around the country.
That's insane.
Yeah, and then they get put on television shows based on their popularity, but it's like they kind of go through this system. And there are a lot of these K-pop fans that are really upset because they've bypassed the system. But here's the interesting thing, is that all the people who are criticizing them and who are like, I don't like this. I want my K-pop people to be Korean, and this doesn't. Guess what they are?
What?
Not Korean either.
Oh.
So it's like white consumers who are like, I want my K-pop to be Korean. There are a few people of color, but still Americans who are not Korean. And the Koreans are like, we're fine with this.
Okay, then they get to decide.
They said there's nothing inherently Korean about K-pop.
Okay,
It's
great.
The reason why it came to be in the first place was because they weren't, like, their democracy, everything was shut down. Like, they were, I can't remember what it was but they lost all of these freedoms, and all their culture was stripped away from them.
Yeah.
So with no culture, they started looking to different countries for influence, and they were really influenced by Westerners in the creation of K-pop. Mm-hmm. So people from Korea are like, whatevs, they just suck. Like, they look at them like, we're fine with it. You're just shitty dancers and shitty. Yeah, and they said what the real problem that they have with the Koreans have with it is that if they have any problem with it all, they're like, yeah, you can do your thing. We don't really care. This isn't offensive. They don't see it as cultural appropriation.
Okay, good.
It's like white people see it as cultural appropriation.
Okay.
Isn't that weird?
I am not surprised because the people that I see getting really mad about cultural appropriation on like beauty groups and stuff tend to be white folks.
Yeah.
And so I always get confused. Like, wait, which is it?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to do the wrong thing.
It's almost like there was a white guy who just was this guy from the South who, and it almost seemed like he fetishized it a little bit. Like, it was like, it was strange, but
well, so the real problem with this group is that they're not.
Oh, yeah,
not
this
great.
is what I was going to say.
Why aren't they great though? If she got to pick who she wanted.
Yeah, I mean they're good, but there are little things that where you think about people who have been in a training camp for frickin' 10 years on how to be like perfect choreography because they're looking for everything to be perfectly in sync, and they. Oh, now I get that, like, in sync.
Right.
I mean, I got it before, but now it really makes sense. So just drive that name home. The thing that the Koreans had the biggest problem with, though, is that they sing in Korean. So,
right.
Yeah. So sometimes the pronunciation...
So this group also does Korean?
Yeah. Yes. The American group sings in Korean.
They do not.
They live there. They are learning the language.
Awesome.
They're like, if we do it, we're doing it all right.
I didn't know any of this.
The little tiny differences in the pronunciation
change the words.
Make the soul go, you're like, it's not really right. And they're kind of like giggling at them because of this. How
you have got to be kidding me.
It's very strange to watch these. And they almost look like plastic dolls. They're very manufactured, very like... but these guys have like given up everything and really believe in this, and it's like their dream.
They really do.
Yeah,
their dream that they just found out about.
Right.
Oh my God, Sarah!
Yeah, American K-pop group.
All right, I'll watch that.
EXP edition even stands for Experiment Edition.
Okay, first I need to take a break because I want to talk about this super cool candle that we have in the office now. It's called Homesick. And I kind of am obsessed with this idea. So Homesick candles, they have for every state in the country, tons of cities. And then they even have like holiday or like summer camp or different themes. And they create these scents that are designed to evoke that feeling of like wherever you're from or the place that you used to vacation or whatever. And you keep them around. And it's a really cool thing to have in your house or as a conversation starter at work or whatever, but they smell so good. And I think it's such a nice gift for like if someone's going off to college, you can get them a homesick candle from like where they used to live and now they're going off to school. Or like I got one for Pennsylvania, I got one for Pittsburgh, and I ordered one for Sarah that I don't want to say where it's from because it'll be a surprise for the next time we talk about this. But they're really cool and they last a really long time, 60 to 80 hours. If you go to homesick.com to find every single one of the 50 United States candles, plus dozens of classic U.S. cities and popular countries of the world shipped direct to you and your friends or family in just days, right now our listeners get free shipping plus $10 off when you buy 2 or more candles. Visit homesick.com and use our code BRAINCANDY. That's homesick.com. homesick.com and use our code BRAINCANDY. It's a great gift, but I actually think it's really cool for yourself too, because so many of us have moved away from where we grew up, or, aren't around the thing that we long for, whether it's a vacation home or whatever. And so these candles are a great way to keep you in a good mood and to be a great reminder of the things you love. Okay, homesick.com, use code BRAINCANDY for a deal. Sarah and I just had our third fight before we were on the air, by the way, because I texted her like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And told her the following: stop whatever you're doing and watch Hannah Gadsby's Nanette on Netflix, right? Mm-hmm. And all of you people have already watched it because it's swept the nation and the world. And Sarah has not watched it, forgot all about it.
And instead was just watching documentaries on K-pop.
Right, which I will watch because that sounds interesting. But don't you think, people, that if your best friend sends you a text that says stop whatever you're doing, especially if they don't do that normally.
That's true, you don't do that normally.
I'm never
The only other person you said that about was some other comedian, and it was phenomenal. I think it was Ali Wong.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're right. You're usually right.
This is different because it is a stand-up comedy special, but it is so much more than that. And that's why this isn't just like, this is hilarious. Yeah. But Sarah promised that she, today we're recording on July 27th, that she's going to watch it tonight.
I did. And I set an alarm on my phone.
So we'll see.
Yes. Ask me on July 28th.
I watched a troubling TED Talk with Sue Klebold, who is Dylan Klebold's mom, who was one of the Columbine shooters. He was, one of the shooters. Eric Harris
you
and
often
Dylan
don't hear that perspective.
Right, and it was gut-wrenching.
Oh my God, tell me.
Well, so
I'm like nervous for some reason.
17 years afterwards, she was like in hiding, essentially. Yeah. And then like a year ago or so, she wrote a book, and I guess that's when she did this TED Talk. Mm-hmm. And like the profits went to, gun violence prevention or something. Yeah. But it was really fascinating to hear her point of view, because everyone says to her, you should have known. How did you not know? Mm-hmm. And she really seemed like a normal, quote unquote, involved, affectionate, loving mom. And the quote unquote like symptoms that she can even point to sound like any other teenager, except that he had gotten in trouble twice, like with crime, like he broke into a van. Okay. That's beyond like normal moodiness or something. But like other than that, it was just like he kind of like went in his room a lot, that type of thing. Yeah. Which is what teenager doesn't get like that. So it was really troubling to watch.
But that makes me wonder I really want to know more, like what her childhood was like, or maybe the behavior that she saw from her child had been normalized by other people in her family, so it didn't appear as peculiar behavior.
Whenever I watched an interview that she did with Diane Sawyer, and Diane was like, didn't you think it was weird that he wanted to wear a trench coat to school? Like, that's unusual. Mm-hmm. And the mom was like, no, because I wore weird stuff. I was an art major, and I like to wear clothes that not a lot of people like. So, like, that was not a red flag to her. Yeah. And I get that.
I mean, come on.
Kids wear weird stuff sometimes. I wore
really weird stuff.
When you're, like, seeking out an identity, who am I? And you, like, think you're going to be all different and whatever. Yeah.
When you wore ties, for goodness sakes.
Right. So. My mom should have been calling whoever, like, to report a crime, the fashion police. But, like, it makes you kind of disturbed as a parent because you think, well, how do you prevent this? But she does say, like, that if she had really pushed him, like, what is wrong, maybe it would have made a difference. But she just let it go when he'd be like, I'm just tired or whatever. Isn't it crazy?
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
even
almost
all
more
these
terrifying to, like, you know.
That's what I felt like. It wasn't like...
It's not, that doesn't leave you feeling like, okay. It leaves you feeling like, oh, God, it could be anybody, you know. It's like the Ted Bundy kind of deal.
And that's what is also hard is that she lost her son that day.
Oh.
It wasn't like he's just a murderer. It was a murder-suicide.
Yeah.
So then she had two different kinds of grief, really, that she had to...
I don't know how you would recover from that.
Right. I mean...
To pick up... Were there any other children? Did she have any other kids?
Yeah, she has one other son. And she was
afterwards, or...
An older son. And she was like, I was more worried about him. Like, I thought he was doing drugs. And
oh, my God.
You know, because they were
weird.
a wealthy... This was a wealthy... Columbine's an affluent community. And, you know, you just think... Everything's sort of like under control and like she's like, when he broke into the van, I thought that was the worst thing that was ever going to happen. Oh. So you could imagine.
I wonder what the intervention was then when he broke into the van. That
she was like, we did what most people. Well, I mean, he got in trouble with the law, so I'm sure there was fines and stuff. Yeah. But they like took away privileges and all that jazz. But I don't know, man.
I don't know either.
Even all this time later, you still think about it and think...
What do you think the takeaway from that was? Like, what was, you know...
She was encouraging people to not stigmatize mental health care.
Oh, yeah.
Which she calls brain health.
Oh, good.
Because she feels like it's more of a solid thing to talk
brain
about.
health. Because then it's like, okay, your brain is...
Your brain is broken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you put it in those... that book, Calm Clarity... I think that really helps people when they're able to see it as not this thing that you know, that's like, there's like an emotional tie to mental, you know. But if you just look at it as, this is a brain, this is a machine, there are ways that it works. There's just like, you know, it needs to change the oil. Yeah. You got to make sure it's healthy like this. Like,
right.
Things can be a little off. So you go in and you just balance the chemicals the same way you would balance insulin or whatever, blood sugar, whatever it is.
Right. She was saying, like, because most people in that position might consider taking their own life. And the statistic, I had no idea, I'm sure you do, but was 15 to 20% of adolescents have seriously considered taking their own life, which I was shocked by that. Oh, within the last year. That's a very short period of time, too. Like, not ever.
Yeah.
So anyway, but you think that's what they would go to. His was like the perfect storm of like he hated himself, but he was mad at these other people too. So then he acted out. Anyway, it was a downer, but I mean, I thought her message was important about, like we said, about the brain health. And when she put it in the terms of like the truth was distorted in his brain by a filter of pain.
Oh, that's good. That's
good.
That is in line with suicide.
Right. And that's what he did. He killed himself.
Okay, yeah.
And so, you know, that's very understandable, relatable, and how if you're in tune with your own psyche and know that these thoughts you might be having, like painful thoughts, they might be your brain lying to you.
Yeah.
You know,
yes.
I've had to tell myself that, like, your brain is playing a trick on you right now.
Yes.
You know.
My mom will always say, your thoughts are not your brain. Your thoughts are not you.
Yeah.
Those are thoughts that pop in there. And then you get to decide which ones you hold on to, which ones you get rid of. That's the decision you make.
Yeah.
But
it's always an important message, and I know it's like a downer.
Yeah.
But it still matters.
And when people struggle to hold on, to really grasp that kind of concept, I say, well, what if I ask you to spell two?
Right.
You can say TWO, you can say TOO, you could say TO.
Right.
But your brain gives you all those options.
Yeah.
But your conscience says, I'm going to spell this one.
Right.
Which one do I need for right now, and which two can I toss out?
Well, what Sarah evidently needed this morning was some serious liquid IV.
Yeah. Listen,
I saw your Insta story.
This has become a must-have in our morning routine, and not me leading this. I mean, my husband is like...
obsessed.
Can we buy more of those?
Yeah.
It's like, buy the biggest box so we can get the, fattest discount.
Liquid IV is so handy. It comes in these little packets that you can put into your water, and it increases the hydration for you. So if you drink a glass of water, it's like the equivalent of drinking 2 or 3 glasses of water. So you get totally hydrated faster. And it's perfect for, like, let's say you're sick. Or if you're traveling, you can take it on an airplane. Mm-hmm. If you're hungover like Sarah.
Yeah. I mean, I was just like
just
little
joking.
hungover.
And just if you are like me, have a kid who doesn't drink enough water and you want him to go for it, you can put that in their water, and they like it because it's flavored. And it contains vitamins like vitamin C and potassium. And they donate 1 serving to people in need for every order
I did not know that.
Yes, they do. Which is cool.
Good.
I love any kind of like water charity thing.
Yeah, we need that.
We love Liquid IV. We know you will too. Right now, our listeners get 20% off Liquid IV. Oh, I want to say it right. Liquid-IV.com. When you use our code BRAIN at checkout, that's 20% off anything you order on Liquid IV's website. Go to liquid-IV.com and enter our promo code BRAIN to get your savings and start getting better hydration. That's liquid-IV.com. Promo code BRAIN. Don't wait. Get hydrated today.
And when you go to the checkout, you click on Order Summary, and then you get to enter the code.
Oh, getting tips over here.
Yeah, because I entered our code.
That's good.
Yeah.
You got to stock up.
Like, come on, if I'm going to order it, I want 20% off.
Do you know the trend of, well, I'm sure you do, you know these videos of like, quote unquote, dead malls?
No.
You know,
what?
where like abandoned malls.
Oh, yeah.
And
I mean, I'm
like
familiar. Oh, there's one by my house.
Really?
Yeah, the Laguna Hills Mall.
What happened?
It just is like dead and abandoned. It's like all the big stores pulled out, and all that's left are these weird little rando pop-up stores that are
it's kind of open still?
Yeah,
for business?
but like it's a ghost town in there.
Yeah.
So what are these videos?
Well, I read an article talking about how these images. I think there's a website called like Dead Malls or something that was popularized, and then they started posting videos on YouTube of like tours of these abandoned malls.
Weird.
It is creepy because there'll be like random mannequins and
Contempo casuals.
Yeah.
Did you ever shop there?
Yeah.
Dude, that was like my spot.
Really?
Contempo casuals.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, they probably have some leftover stock at these
Probably
malls
do.
because they didn't clean them out all the way. So there's like weird, like, and especially when they juxtaposed it with the image of when the mall was open, and then they switched to the image of it now.
I just recently saw a TV ad from like the early 1990s, maybe late 80s for a mall.
Yeah.
And it was like, come down to the mall. We've got this, that. There's, your favorite ice cream thing that's sweeping the nation, TCBY, like stuff like that.
TCBY.
But it like wasn't. It was something even worse than that. And it was just so weird. And it's like, and where all the teens will be hanging out this summer,
Well,
And
that's
it
the thing
was
is
like,
like if you grew up when malls were still the thing.
Yeah.
If someone said to you 20 years from now, no one's going to be going to malls and they're going to shut them down.
I would have never believed it.
Yeah.
I'd be like, liar.
Because it wasn't just where you shopped. It was a place to go.
Yes.
And see and be seen.
And you know what? Now that I think about it, the Irvine Spectrum is a big outdoor kind of center that's sort of like a mall that they're trying to turn into kind of this European promenade thing.
Oh, right.
But when I go there, all the stores I'm aged out of. Like, they're all stores that are for teenage shoppers. Mm-hmm. And I can see that they're trying to create this atmosphere of, like, this is where the teens hang out. Wow. And I'm not having any of it. And they put in all the trendy things, like the Dippin' Dots, or the new thing is the dragon breath. Where you, like, blow and it looks like smoke coming out. It's so freaking weird. But, like, those kind of, it's like
You're not into it.
They're trying to create a new mall. Like, where did the teens go?
Yeah.
It's so interesting.
Yeah, it's bizarre to me. And, like, even the fact that we want to see them abandoned. They call it abandoned porn.
Yeah, we do kind of like that.
Yeah, there's something about it that's, like, weird but satisfying in some way. But the article was presenting this as, like, there's no greater symbol of the capriciousness of American desire than an abandoned mall. Mm-hmm. Because at one time, we were, clamoring to get the latest at wherever. And then now it's just empty and there's hangers and mannequins. And
I wonder if seeing the depth of those abandoned sites does something to kind of like close that chapter of our life for us and feels kind of satisfying. It's like, you know what? I don't want to go there anymore because I'm aged out of this. But, now who would want to? Mm-hmm. Like, nobody wants to go there. So it's fine that I don't want to go there. And like maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
There could be a whole bunch of reasons for why somebody feels satisfied with that.
I wouldn't be surprised if in some way that it connects to our own mortality and not realizing that everything comes to an end.
Yes.
Or something.
Yeah.
Because it is creepy.
It is.
And like a lot of kids shows were based on like, Scooby-Doo going to the abandoned amusement park.
There was even an Are You Afraid of the Dark that was an abandoned mall.
Right.
And he was stuck in a mall, and then it turned into a pinball machine. And there was a gigantic ball that was like chasing him through this mall. It's very weird.
You're like looking back.
Yeah, like that was kind of weird. But I remember it really left a mark. I can picture that whole scene in my head and being very scared of it because it was also a place that I really loved. And it's kind of like Halloween, how like you kind of like a little bit of the creepiness.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I love being at the mall, but now it's a scary place.
Do teens not hang out now? They just
I was going to ask you the exact same question, Suze. I was going to be like, where did you hang out when you were a teenager?
Definitely the mall.
Right. And then I also did like the roller rink, like roller derby. Not roller derby, but like roller dome
rink.
Was what it was
called.
Roller dome.
Are you good on skates?
In my head, I am ripping it. And I think I actually am.
Wow.
Yeah.
What can you do backwards?
For sure.
Oh, well,
I can ice skate backwards. So if I can ice skate backwards, I can definitely roller skate backwards.
Wow. Where did you find this talent, though?
Probably rollerblading.
Just natural?
Yeah.
Oh, you rollerblade.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a skater.
Well, when I was, now I would be a skater. Mm-hmm. But when I got that as my, like, maybe when I was like 9 or 10 for Christmas, I got a pair of rollerblades. And I was cutting it up in the streets. And
they gave me rollerblades on my first road rolls.
Oh, really?
For my road rolls.
Nice.
And, yeah, like I had never worn them before.
Yeah. How are those ankles?
Loose ankles. It was rough. There's a new ad out by Burger King. And you know how Burger King had done the
anti-bullying one?
Yeah. It's kind of like
Nothing's
that.
funnier than watching a guy beat up a burger. That was like my favorite when he punched it.
I think that they're into this whole, like, I don't know what you'd call it, social justice or something.
Okay, what are they doing now?
Well, now they did one where you could buy their chicken fries, which I've never had, and if a guy ordered it, it was a $1.69, and if a lady ordered it, it was $3.69, and they put it in a pink box. And the ladies were like, what?
Oh, I see. Okay.
And they're like...
I was like, for real? That seems awful.
Yeah,
why
why
are we in protest?
And they were like, well, it's in this pink box, and, it's special for you, the pink box. And they were like, I don't want the pink box. I don't want to pay more for chicken fries just for some box. And they're like, well, do you mind paying $2 more for your razors just because they're in a pink package? Because that's what you do. Mm-hmm. And they're basically bringing to light...
Or dry cleaning. That's the one I have the biggest problem with.
What?
Women's blouse, $6. Men's shirt?
No!
I'm not even freaking kidding, Suze. Look at dry cleaning costs for women versus men. You would be... I bet I can just Google it right now, and somebody else has wrote a think piece on this. Dry cleaning costs...
I can't believe this. And it's true often with haircuts. A women's haircut is usually a lot more than a men's cut, even if it's the same style.
Huffington Post did an article on it called Women Pay More for Dry Cleaning Because They're Women.
No!
Yeah.
Okay, so Burger King is basically saying, why do you pay it at all these other places, but to pay more for chicken fries is ridiculous? Mm-hmm. And I say, you're right, Burger King.
Oh, my God. At one dry cleaner, the woman was charged $7.50 while a man was charged $2.85.
What the fuck,
It happens
Sarah?
in all of them. Dude.
I know. See? This is why she needs to... Oh.
This just in, it still sucks to have a vagina.
Right.
But sometimes it's awesome.
Mostly not.
Most of the time they're screwing us. You know what? That's an appropriate word now. Screwing us.
All right, well, we can stop saying it.
Yeah.
This is another reason why you guys know why Sarah will want to watch Nanette, but we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
But for now, I will tell you about my Rothies.
The pictures say enough.
I know, right?
They're so cute.
They're super cute. Rothy's shoes. Basically, here's the scoop. If you like looking good, if you like feeling good.
I do.
If you like helping the earth.
Oh my God, I do.
Then you'll love Rothy's.
I do.
Because Rothy's are made out of recycled water bottles. And so you think like, well, they're definitely going to be ugly.
Nope. Wrong. The
Wrong-a-roo.
biggest one who I had to convince was my husband because I told him that and he's like, oh, there's no way these
They're
are going to
be
be cute.
hideous.
They arrived. He's like, oh, I love your shoes. I
Yeah,
said,
I
these
bet
are
you
the
do.
water bottle shoes. He was like, no way.
Yep.
Yeah. And
They're
then I told him
so
how they're
cute.
washable and he's like, they're the best.
Yep. And if you want to ditch your heels but look great at work or out on the town, whatever, they have 3 styles: the flat, the point, the loafer, and all different colors and patterns. I have navy blue flats, and it'll blow your mind that they're made from water bottles because they do not look like garbage.
They don't.
They look so cute. We love our Rothy's. We know you will too. Right now, Rothy's has an amazing deal for our listeners. Go to rothys.com/braincandy to get free shipping, no minimum, free shipping and free returns exchanges on your shoe. Trust us, you won't return them. Go to rothys.com, rothys.com/braincandy to get your cute shoes and free shipping. No brainer. Shoes are comfortable, stylish, sustainable, and free shipping. Go get yourself a pair today, rothys.com/braincandy. Get this deal while it lasts. What's next? Now that I'm worked up about the pink tax.
What do I want to talk to you about? Oh my God. This will just make you more worked up. Maybe I should skip that.
Is it about women?
Yeah.
What?
I know.
Damn it, Sarah.
There was a 4-year investigation done, and they discovered that the U.S. is the most dangerous developed country to have a child in.
Yeah. What did they say?
That there are 50,000 women a year who are injured, and half of those could be prevented. And the number one thing that is the problem is people not paying attention to blood pressure.
No. Mm-hmm. What do you mean people not?
Like the improper, like they, what is it called? When you lose a lot of blood, I can't remember the name for it, but there's something that happens that's very common in pregnancy that's like, it has to do with blood pressure and like blood loss, like that causes hemorrhaging. I was going to say hysterectomy, which is clearly not the right thing, but that's the word with an H that popped in my brain. I was like, don't say that, Sarah. But hemorrhaging.
It fell right out.
Yeah. So whether it's like California, they put into place the laws about like protocol for how blood pressure is taken, and then it went way down. The deaths and injury went way, way down. And it's like these things are not, they're not being adapted by everybody else. So we know what can help, but nobody is putting it to use.
No, but because it's expensive.
Or maybe, who knows.
Follow the dollars. That's always where.
Can you believe that? I mean, I think that we should have more, going to a hospital is also. I think the whole process of birth needs, like how birth is viewed.
Yeah.
Like when I watched the documentary, The Business of Being Born.
Yeah.
Everybody should see that.
Yeah.
Where you find out that people who are in their very last year of how do I say that word when it's I know he's an obstetrician. Obstetrics. Yep, that, I think.
Yeah.
I have never, ever witnessed a live birth.
Right.
Never. Not one natural birth.
That's really
They only deal with, like, when it goes bad.
Right.
That's the only thing they study because they're in a medical field where you only look at cases that are in need of medical intervention. Mm-hmm. But there's nothing that needs medical intervention when it's just giving birth.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So
that movie's really good if you haven't seen it.
Really good. Everybody should watch that. Oh. We watched it in school.
I was reading this. That's good.
I know.
What do you mean school?
Women's studies.
Oh, okay. There was an article or something about how Khloe Kardashian stopped breastfeeding, and she was interviewed for it and was like, I tried, and I was like determined to do it, and I did this, and this, and it didn't work out, and I feel really bad, but I had to make that decision. And, that was sort of my reaction, like you're saying, is like,
Yeah.
I've heard that so many times.
I have a lot of friends that, and they're like, I couldn't do it. Yeah.
But our friend Melissa from Real World New Orleans, on Twitter, she was kind of like, she went on like a bit of a rant about it because she was like, you are the wealthiest person that you have nothing but time and best doctors in the world. Why don't you just say you didn't want to do it anymore?
Yeah.
And I was so shocked because nobody ever says that anymore. Like usually people know that you're supposed to like, everybody just make their own choices whatever. So it really made me think because I was like, do we just say that? Like where we're like, because I breastfed, but when the going got tough, I stopped. Yeah. And then I switched to formula. But I will just tell you that.
Yes.
But I can't say...
Was Khloe Kardashian not saying that?
She was saying that she couldn't produce enough and that even after trying everything that she could, it just wasn't working.
But it happens to women where they give it like no matter what. And also the anxiety around trying to breastfeed.
She said that.
Creates an inability to breastfeed.
That's what she said. She was like, I was stressed.
I have a personal friend that this happened to. And the woman wanted more than anything to breastfeed that baby.
Right.
And it was so painful for her to go through that experience. And it was more dangerous for the child and for their connection, for them to be in this moment of anxiety of struggling to breastfeed, than it was for them to have moments of connection when she was able to bottle feed.
Well, that's why I was surprised. I almost wanted to ask Melissa to come on and talk about it because that was such an unusual reaction. But she was so adamant. She was like, that is not true. You know, if you have access to the best medical professionals and you have nothing but time, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to.
But I think your brain and mental, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, right. Because I always felt like it was sort of like, hey, whatever works, I don't care. I am one of those people where I'm like almost too far in the direction of do whatever you got to do.
I think that's fine.
Right. But that's how you get the mommy wars,
and it's
though.
like this is the thing, is like yes, you're exactly right. Moms go to war over this. But what is the sacrifice? Like, what... Because not by not breastfeeding, or by trying to breastfeed, you're doing more harm than, for some people it could be worse, because that stress, that cortisol, all those bad stress hormones, like that goes into the breast milk too. So why would you want, it just seems like if you're under that extreme stress, it's just not, I think back to when the brief moment that I was pregnant and I worried so much about the chemicals that were going into my body, and like I didn't want to wear nail polish. I didn't want to dye my hair. I was freaked out about every single thing that I put on my body. When the stress of freaking out about everything that I put on my body was probably more damaging to my body than those actual products were. I mean, I don't know this to be a fact, but I just feel it. I felt like the stress of worrying was far more damaging to me than actually adhering to all those things that are like, don't do this, don't do that, don't do that, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Let me just have some fucking soft cheese.
Bring some Stilton over here. Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's at my position, but I appreciate anything that makes me think, Like, I like entertaining thoughts where I entertain it and I think, is there any truth to that or can I relate to that? And then I do or don't, whatever. But I think that was interesting and made me realize why there is mommy wars because people have really strong opinions.
They sure do.
Okay. We have talked about this privately, but we have got
I know what you're going to say.
to talk.
Big dick energy?
Yeah.
I knew you were going to say this, Suze. I was even practicing how I was going to bring this up when I was like washing my hair in the shower the other day. I was like, so are we going to talk about big dick energy or what?
We must.
We have to.
Yeah.
Because now it's how I see every person on this planet. I'm like, oh, that's because they have big dick energy. Or, oh, they think they have big dick energy, but they don't.
Well, that's little dick energy.
Yeah.
So let's talk about it. So
Yes.
there was an article, and it was describing, well, it was kind of born out of that picture of Ariana Grande with Pete Davidson, where she's like sucking on that lollipop, looking at him like he is something. And he is, I mean, what would you call him? Like, he's just a guy. Like, you wouldn't look at him and think, like,
he's an SNL comedy writer.
Yeah.
He's that guy.
And so when you see someone look at him like that, you think, oh, he must have some big dick energy.
Oh, yeah.
And the article described that BDE is quiet confidence and ease with oneself that comes from knowing you have an enormous penis and you know what to do with it. Mm-hmm. It's not cockiness. It's not a power trip. It's the opposite. A healthy, satisfied, low-key way you feel about yourself. Some may call this, oh, he or she fucks vibe, but that is different. You could fuck but not have BDE. Mm-hmm. Some may call this well-adjusted, but we know the truth. And then it goes on to qualify some of the things, saying, like, you don't actually have to have a big dick.
You don't. You just have to have the energy.
Right. And...
oh, my God, I'm thinking back to that French man I met. The smallest penis I've ever seen.
Oh, Frenchie?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had BDE.
But big dick energy.
Says, how do you know if you or someone else has big dick energy?
Yes.
Well, there's a certain gait. Sort of like you've got a massive dick swinging around, but also a twinkle in the eye. Like, if you look right at that twinkle, you can see a dick swinging in the eye. It's that thing that makes people bogglingly attractive to others, like Pete Davidson. Mm-hmm. It also is reflected in the way others look at you.
Jeff Goldblum.
Like when you see your own big dick swinging in their eye. Yeah, Jeff Goldblum for sure.
He's definitely got big dick energy.
But then it's so great big. Because the article... oh, and then it says, what is the opposite of big dick energy? That's either little dick energy or mediocre dick energy. Rather than confident, that person is cocky, petty, and loud.
Oh, yeah.
It says, I diagnosed Trump with LDE, but I don't even want to think about it. But... then there's a list of celebrities that they say do or don't have BDE.
Yes, please. Share.
Here's a sample. Kate Blanchett.
Huge. Swinging.
Says BDE for days. Justin Bieber. BDE.
Oh, he does have BDE.
Justin Timberlake. Nope. You disagree with that one.
That one's... but see, what I agree with is that he thinks he has BDE. And wants to have it, and surrounds himself with people who do have it.
I think he has mediocre DE.
He's got BDE by association.
Well, the funny one for me, it says Idris Elba, biggest dick energy.
Yeah. Oh, my God. That confidence coming out of that guy. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Who's the one I guessed? Tilda Swinton. Tilda Swinton.
Is that her name?
Yep. I always get her name mixed up. But
yeah, it said that. Martha Stewart.
Oh, yeah.
BDE. Backstreet Boys, no. NSYNC, yes. Mm-hmm. O-Town, yes.
Definitely. They called a song Liquid Dreams. Come on.
Right.
Huge.
Who are you kidding? Kanye West, nope.
Nope.
He has LDE.
Pharrell, yes. Childish Gambino, huge.
Yes.
Oh, dude. And we're all attracted to him. Mm-hmm. Donald Glover.
Yeah.
Dude.
What if you said Danny?
I almost did.
Rihanna.
Huge. Oh, my gosh.
And so BDE is a helpful way.
Be a big dick in Fenty underwear.
It's such a helpful tool. As Sarah said, it's a lens through which she now sees the world.
Yes. And when I'm having interaction with somebody, then I recognized the locations in which I have big dick energy, but it's not everywhere.
She has situational big dick energy.
Correct. I have big dick energy at school and in the therapy room, but I think I have mediocre dick energy when I'm like around somebody who's more socially dominant than me. You, Landon, my dick shrinks. So maybe it's not big to begin with. It's just mediocre all the time.
Oh, I don't think so.
But it's situational.
Yeah, I've definitely seen the situations where your big dick starts swinging.
Yeah.
I think the whole world has seen that on television.
Oh, this is true.
Yeah, because you're in
your element. If you hit me with a puzzle challenge, Oh my God. It's like all of a sudden that big dick has an erection.
Yeah, you're a grower,
Linda's
not a
gonna
shower.
hate it. I am totally a grower, not a shower. This is so true.
Right.
Man, this is genius.
Yeah, I want to thank the person that wrote that because it was like, yes, exactly. Because my husband has BDE.
Oh my God, yeah.
But I never would have thought of that because he is quiet.
Quiet confidence.
Yeah, but he knows he has a BD. Mm-hmm. And like that Trump thing, I was like, of course. Mm-hmm. That's what that is, LDE. Mm-hmm. Where you're like overcompensating for something. We all know guys and gals like that.
Yes, we do.
Like,
and it's not a male, like, just it's a male-female thing. It's everybody thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we finally discussed it.
Me too.
It's
that
unmistakable,
article is
too.
so good.
Like, I guess there are some people that are gray area where, like you said, Justin Timberlake, it's like, is it?
Yeah. Let's go through people on the challenge.
Okay.
Uh-huh. You know who my first thought comes into my head when I think BDE? Devin.
Oh, my God. Yes, good one.
Mm-hmm. He probably does have a big one because that guy is walking around with that confidence like he does not give a crap.
You know who has LDE?
Who?
Wes. Like, I think.
Yeah.
Just in my opinion. I'm not saying
But
he
you know
has
what?
an LD.
I think he has what I have. It's situational.
Oh.
Because I think off the challenge, he probably doesn't have that.
Oh, I don't know. Well, anyway, I would say CT has BDE.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you say he stinks, but...
No, but he's got BD because he doesn't give a fuck, even if you thought he
Does
did.
not. He's
Whereas
quietly
if somebody
confident.
with LDE, if you said, hey, you smell like shit, they would worry about that all the time. CT's like, whatevs, I'm still getting laid.
Right.
So
I would say Derek has BDE.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
you know who
my
else?
God. There's so many.
I know. Darrell.
Absolutely.
Kahada. Oh, please.
You're
He's
so
right
right.
up there with Rihanna.
You're right. You're right about both of them, Darrell and Kahada. Good call.
I'm thinking also about their handwriting, and it's everyone who had small handwriting, which shows that you're more humble. The ones who had the biggest ones, ooh. Like the ones who wrote
What were you
the
thinking
biggest,
just then?
Well, I
No,
mean, I don't know.
you have to say it.
I was thinking Evan had the biggest handwriting.
Right. Just take that for what it's worth.
That's all I'm saying.
God, it's so fun. That's why this game is fun, because there is no right answer, really.
Laurel, big dick energy.
Big.
Oh my God. Like so big that I'm scared of it. It's like the Alton of BDE.
Yeah, you're right about that. Mm-hmm. Although it's not just cocky or self-assured.
No.
There is a twinkle in the eye.
Yeah.
Which I don't see as much with her.
I'm
going to think about her a bit more.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You're right, because that's got to have
Maybe
that.
she has LDE and we've misdiagnosed
we
it.
have. I think that's just diagnosed.
Somebody at the karaoke night was talking about how she was pitching the show to one of her friends, like, you have to listen, this is what they're like. And then in the description it was like, and they psychoanalyze everyone. I was like, that's so sad, because we totally do.
Yeah.
At least you're qualified to do it. I'm just judgy.
I'm like, not on my way to being qualified. I'm like just amateur until I get that.
I think that you should introduce this into the curriculum of the Chapman University psychology department.
I'd give them that assessment. Be like, here's the big dick inventory.
Sarah, what do you think they would say? Like, if you did
BDEI, which is so funny because the best is that what we use for anxiety and depression are called the Beck Anxiety Inventory, so the BAI, and then the Beck Depression Inventory, the BDI. So this would be the BDEI.
Yes, this is
already
perfect.
Just fits.
What would happen if you walked in to your department, dead serious, like not even joking, and we're like, this is going to sound crazy, you guys, but hear me out.
Yeah.
And then you told them about BDE.
Yeah.
And gave examples, which they would all be like, oh, I get it.
Yeah. And now that I think, totally.
And you were like, what's the protocol for adding this to the official whatever it is that you people use?
The DSM, Diagnostic Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders. We would have to have.
It wouldn't be a disorder, though.
Right? That's what I'm saying. It's more like a person. It's not a disorder.
It's a condition.
But almost like I would categorize it as like, what do you call confidence? What is that?
Right.
Is it
it's a virtue or
it's a
personality trait?
Yeah, personality trait. So really, it would be like a personality inventory. Like what personalities?
Do you have that kind of book?
I'm thinking what it would be. There's like different models. There's one that has like, there are 6 universal personality traits. I'm trying to remember. I think the initials are Ocean. Yeah. Like.
Well, maybe if they could call it Boshin.
Yeah, when big dick is part of it. Like what size? Yeah. There's got to be, the first thing we have to do is standardize an inventory, like an actual assessment for this. We have to come up with a standardized assessment for what this is. A lot of like, agree, disagree, strongly disagree, where there's like a scale of like, when I enter the room, I feel like I want to, look for food to, whatever, find the nearest exit, confront the person who's throwing the party, whatever it is. And like, agree, disagree.
I really like where we're headed.
Come out. Basically, what would Edris Elba do? Manual.
Right. Because certain people are like a prototype.
Totally.
Of the BDE.
And then we just can like go backwards from there. Or we can like look at the one with the littlest dick energy and then create it from there.
I mean, I think Trump is a great example. Yeah. Because it's an overcompensation. It's the Napoleonic thing. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who else is out there with that little dick energy. Well, I mean, obviously Johnny Bananas.
Well, okay, this is a question of what category would they fit in?
Yeah.
Charlie Sheen.
Oh, a little dick.
That's what I thought. Yeah. That was going to be my example, but then I'm like, wait, is that big dick or little dick?
I think it's little dick.
Yeah.
Because it's like a compensation for something. Like he's sad. Something's wrong on the inside. Like if you strip everything back, there's some,
Okay, so he could be an example of LDE.
Yeah, and I think the ones with LDE who are like him, where it's like questionable, like Pete Davidson is like really open about his struggles with mental health. And he's like, this is what I have. It's like no big deal. Charlie Sheen is not and is trying to pretend like he doesn't have that through acting out in all these ways that look like BDE, but they're really not.
They're LDE.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Totally.
We're making a lot of progress on the inventory.
Yes.
I'm thinking eventually we'll be able to submit this to your...
Could you imagine?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I want. Let me see if I have anything before we go. There was this video that I should put in the newsletter of, did you see it, the waitress that body slammed that dude?
No.
He like grabbed her ass, just...
Get out.
Yeah. It's the best thing I've ever seen.
I can't wait to see that.
She's got BDE.
Huge. I love it. What balls?
It's the surveillance footage, and she's like just doing her stuff in where they put the orders in.
Yeah.
And he walks by, pinches her ass, and just keeps on walking. And she beelines, slams him like freaking Hulk Hogan.
Yes.
And it was like, I went to church.
I love that.
I know.
I want to see that.
What if we all did that?
That's amazing.
And she's not a big lady, and he was a big guy, so we could do this because he was not suspecting it.
Right. I have a friend who went to was in Junior Olympics for karate, and there was a girl at her dojo who was attacked while getting into her car in a parking lot. This guy had 7 other counts of like attacking women or whatever. He had to go to the emergency room before they could arrest him and take him to jail because he had kidney damage. She had beat him up so bad and was like, "You fucked with her." And she's so tiny, and this is like a high school student, and she beat the living shit out of him. Yes! That was the perfect time to use that. Girls getting after it.
I love it. Mm-hmm. We'll take that as like our inspiration for the day.
Yes.
And we'll see you guys next time.
See ya.
Bye.